Hey everyone, Blaze here, welcome to my anime pickups for the month of April 2017. Let's just get straight into it. I don't have too much stuff here, so hopefully this video will be less than an hour long. Back in, 2013, I think it was. Late 2013. I'm going to stick with that. I picked up this for my birthday. This is Steins Gate, the movie, limited edition. Bought this for myself on my birthday. Or did I? My mum actually I may have like obviously pointed my mum in the direction of this. She may have put some money towards this. Don't think she bought it all because it was quite expensive. But anyway, Steins Gate the movie on Blu Ray, Japanese limited edition, collector's edition. It's very nice set indeed. Obviously has English support on it. Came with English subtitles. It's a cool movie, and I picked this up at the time because I'd just seen Steins Gate earlier that year, the TV series, and loved it. Obviously, it's a great series, and was dying to see the movie as soon as it was available. So, with the Japanese support getting English release, I supported it straight away. But I was in the knowledge that Funimation are probably going to release this within a year or something after that, like maybe a year and a half, because that's the normal turnaround for stuff like that. And I would definitely want to see the Funimation version because it will include the dub, which I love. Well, here we are in 2017, and only just now has it finally come out. So yeah, we got Steins Gate the movie, Load Region of Deja Vu. This is a cool film. This is a reasonably decent set. I do like the foil cover on the front. You kind of see it. The lighting's going to be a bit weird in this video because like late evening or early evening. So it's still daylight outside, but there isn't enough light, so I've had to turn on the living room light as well. So yeah, lighting a bit weird. Anyway, yeah, Steins Gate the movie finally come out, and yeah, I actually haven't watched this yet. I'd like to rewatch the TV series again. I've only seen the TV series twice so far, and yeah, it's been a number of at least 2 or 3 years or something since I've last seen the series. I think 2 years. So yeah, I'd like to rewatch it again and then rewatch this movie. This movie is kind of like not canon anymore, which is I mean, in terms of Steins Gate, it's kind of weird because obviously Steins Gate has all these different like world lines, so you got all these different endings and stuff that you can potentially have. Given it's a time travel series, like there's certainly lots of different avenues they can explore and have done. In Japan, there's like tons of like side content and spin-off stories and all sorts of really cool stuff, especially on some of the drama CDs. One of the ones that has been fans translated into English, and someone actually made using the visual novel assets, made like turned it almost into an anime, which is called Gamma, and it's a Gamma World line. It's really good. I highly recommend it. I'm pretty sure it's still on YouTube. I hope so. It's about, like I said, it's about an hour long. It's seriously good. It explores what happens once Akabe jumps to a timeline that turns out he's the bad guy in. It's really cool. But anyway, I mention all that because, like I say, this is kind of not canon anymore because Steins Gate Zero diverges, which is a pretty appropriate way of saying it, diverges at the end of the TV series into a different timeline. Almost like a bad ending sort of thing. And yeah, this is obviously the good ending. And yeah, this is a cool film. It's kind of like a encore, I feel. Like it does a lot of what the TV series does, just in a much smaller time frame. It's not like a retelling of the TV series or anything. Like it is a sequel, a continuation. But it feels... yeah, like it goes over the same sort of thing. Like certain time travel elements occur again, certain emotions and scenarios crop up again, and it's just really good. Like it's a really good, like I said, I call it an encore because that's what it feels like. It feels like, remember that awesome series? That was awesome. Like yeah, they come out again. The cast comes out again. Let's all have a quick rundown and show you again why we were so great. That's what it feels like, and it's a really good movie. And yeah, I highly recommend it if you haven't picked it up yet. Obviously, I haven't watched the Blu-ray yet. I assume it's fine, and I assume the dub is really good because the TV series version was. And there is a commentary on this, but obviously, I mean, you guys know I'm a huge fan of commentaries, but I think I've mentioned in the past that I have no love for the Funimation ones because they tend to just use the voice actors. Occasionally, they'll have the ADR director in there as well, but for the most part it tends to be the voice actors, and they don't really add anything at all. Like they just kind of do it because it's in their contract to do it. It's what it feels like every time. Like they don't really show any passion for the anime very often. They'll often not even talk about it for huge lengths of just 20-minute episodes, so I dread to think what it's like when it's an hour and a bit movie. So actually I don't know how long this movie is. Does it say on the back? No it doesn't. It actually does not say how long the movie is. Wow, okay, whatever. I assume it's about, oh there it is, 90 minutes. So yeah, hour and a half. Anyway, so we've got the full cover, same underneath. And it's a Blu-ray and a DVD combo pack. So the discs are pretty boring. Honestly, the way that Funimation, just for some reason that I cannot possibly fathom, they took what is an amazing logo, and for the TV releases and the movie, on the spine they just used the most boring text imaginable. I don't understand why. That is a really cool logo. Just put it on the frickin' spine, for God's sake. But it's on the Japanese one, because it looks cool. That's why it's there. It's an awesome bit of design. Use it. Anyway, and even when they don't use it, they still use a nicer font, as you can see here. That's just a nicer font as well. Like, it's just, yeah, Funimation sort of messed that up. Anyway, continuing on with my ridiculously cheap Sentai Blu Rays that I was picking up last month. I have 3 more to show you. This one I wasn't actually that sure about. I was initially quite interested in this show because it's from the director of Elfen Lied, which is one of those shows that I haven't actually gone back to. I don't think I would enjoy as much now as I did back then. I wasn't a huge fan of it to begin with, but I did really like it. It wasn't like my favourite show or anything, but I did like it. It was certainly something quite unique for me at the time. It was a very different experience to what anime can offer. Anyway, the director of Elfen Lied made this, but people didn't seem to like it, and that is Brynhildr in the Darkness, which is another horror type series with plenty of blood and gore and stuff, and yeah, sort of juxtaposed between like the cuter character designs and yet the darker, bloody story. But yeah, so I wasn't 100% sure about this because, like I say, most people didn't seem to be too hot on it. I watched episode 1 and I thought it was okay. I thought this has potential to be something at least okay, like interesting, potentially better, I guess. I wasn't exactly blown away or anything, but I was like, this is interesting enough. And the price was really favourable in that regard, so I decided to pick it up anyway. And then, hey, if I don't like it, I can just sell it on later on. Because, hey, it's a Blu-ray, I'm sure I'll get a decent price for it. It's certainly more than what I paid for it, honestly. So, yeah, Brynhildr in the Darkness on Blu-ray from Sentai Filmworks. This one's dubbed in English. And I remember this is one of those ones that went unlicensed for a long time, like a good couple of years, and all of a sudden Sentai popped up, licensed it, and yeah, gave it an English dub. So, yeah, Brynhildr in the Darkness. The next one is one that I used to own on DVD, but I never actually got around to watching. I had it in the art box, and you know, at some point I purged my art box collection for the most part, pretty much. And yeah, this is one of the shows I ended up selling, and I always wanted to get a replacement. Well, I say always. It was one of those things where over time, slowly, I decided, yeah, I'd like to replace this show. It turns out this show has quite a large fan base, and people seem to really rate it very highly, despite what sort of show it is. It's a Clamp series, and it's like a tournament series where I believe they like fight with like these robot things inside like this, maybe not a computer game, but like a digitized like virtual hologram type arena or something. I'm honestly not sure. The series is called, obviously, Angelic Layer, Battle Doll Angelic Layer, on Blu-ray from Sentai. A little while ago they released this on DVD under the anime, no, it's about to call it Anime Classic Sentai Selects, and it had like terrible border and all that. And then when they released it on Blu-ray, they gave it just a normal looking release. Turns out it looks way nicer. I don't know why they just do this all the time. All companies, hey, how about that? Make something just look good. So yeah, Battle Doll Angelic Layer. I've checked out the first like couple of minutes of episode 1 to see what the video quality is like, and it's pretty decent. It is an upscale. It's not a fantastic upscale. It's not in the same realm as like Fullmetal Alchemist or Erica 7 or Scrap Princess, because those are all Bones shows, and for some reason Bones shows when done in Japan at least, look really good on Blu-ray. So yeah, this isn't a Bones series. I think this is a Sunrise. Or Madhouse. I'm literally just pulling companies out of my ass right now. I actually don't remember. Oh no, it is Bones. Would you look at that? TV Tokyo Detsu Bones. That's weird. Okay, so it is a Bones series, but yeah, this doesn't look as good as the other ones. It doesn't have the film grain on it, like artificial film grain that seems to just make the other ones look better. I don't know how I feel about that, but it really does tend to make them look better. Anyway, whatever. So yeah, Angelic Layer. It's a series that people are pretty fanatical about. I didn't really realise, but over time it slowly came to my knowledge that people really highly rated this show, like it's as one of like the standout shows from the period and where it came out. It's like the early 2000s, I think like 2004 or something. It's not going to tell me on the back, is it? Nope, not even under the copyright stuff. Okay, whatever. But yeah, another reason I wanted to pick it up, obviously, it's a Clamp series, and I think I mentioned in one of my videos recently, I decided to make a Clamp section. You can actually see it just over here in the dark. Slowly building up a Clamp collection, just because I had a portion of it and decided, well, why not go all the way and to get the rest of their shows. So yeah, decided to pick this up, especially since it was only $10 freaking dollars. Thank you very much. So yeah, Angelic Layer on Blu-ray. Next up is one that I totally picked up on a whim. I seem to recall hearing pretty good things about this show. It's got 2 seasons. This is only season 1. It's dubbed into English. It's got a certain art style that I think is kind of cool, and it's like a dark fantasy sort of thing with magic, and I don't know, I'm a bit worried it might have some ecchi stuff in it, I'm not sure. I don't actually know how to say this one, I'm just going to say Chaika, the Coffin Princess. So yeah, season 1. I actually had the opportunity to pick up season 2 as well a little while ago, but I didn't already have season 1, so I turned it down. And then season 1 turned up a little while later for a cheap price. I sort of regret not getting season 2 at the time, but hopefully I'll be able to get it eventually. Assuming I end up keeping this, I don't know. I'd like to hear what you people out there think about it. Like I say, it's one of those shows that I'm pretty sure is highly rated, and people really did like it in the year it came out. I think it's 2015. Yeah, or 2014. 2015, 2014 or something. But yeah, Chaika the Coffin Princess. Like I said, I don't know too much about it. I have read the synopsis. I don't recall it right now, but I have read it. It sounded okay. I don't know. Just recently, I've been having a good think about my anime collection. I'm not going to go into a big long thing about it right now, but just I don't know. I feel like for the first time I've really come close to hitting that moment of there's no way I'm ever going to be able to watch all the anime I have an interest in, so it's better to just start really picking and choosing rather than just somewhat blindly just going out and going, that looks somewhat interesting, like doing more research and actually knowing, okay, I know I will like this, I know I will like that, which is not something I've been overly good at over the years. I tend to just go, oh, that looks interesting, oh, that's shiny, sort of thing. This is not a good way to go about it. But anyway, so moving on. This is another Sentai thing, but this is something I've already picked up, but it is in connection to something else. That is Gatchaman, the Blu Ray box set. Picked this up a couple of years ago. Still haven't watched it, regrettably. I really need to get around to it. I've seen like the first 28 episodes or so, or maybe a few more, somewhere around there. And yeah, it's a cool show. I do like it. It's just 105 episodes that I just need to be ready to commit myself to it, and I haven't been ready to do that yet. But anyway, the reason why I talk about this right now is because on this set, Sentai included Gatchaman the OVA, which is a 3-episode OVA done in the early 90s. I forget who did it. Probably Tatsunoko. I actually can't quite remember. And I think, my brain might be just suddenly pulling this out of nowhere, but I think Yasume Umetsu might have done the character designs for that. Someone did. They look different in the show. Anyway, whatever. When Sentai put out their Blu-ray box set, they re-licensed Gatchaman OVA and put it out in there with it. They redubbed it to match the voice cast they had for the Gatchaman TV series, and they redubbed it because in the early 2000s or 90s or something, this was originally put out, and the Gatchaman OVA, and it had a different dub. Like, this is the original dub, this is why I picked it up, because I wanted the original dub. This is an Urban Vision DVD. It says it's licensed by Harmony Gold, so I guess it's not a Streamline dub. I assume like Harmony Gold involved, and yeah, produced by Tatsunoko Productions. Oh yeah, character designs by Yasumi Uematsu. So yeah, it's pretty freaking cool. There's another reason I wanted to, well, I already had it on Blu-ray, but it's a good reason to pick it up, is for the dub, obviously, but yeah. Anyway, so yeah, I picked this up because it was like $5 or something. I was like, I'd like to hear the original dub at some point. I will probably prefer the dub that's on the ADV version, but this is, like I say, only $5, and it comes with like a sticker and the like an episode guide sort of thing. But yeah, I say only $5, so I decided to pick it up as I'm getting very close to completing my Gatchaman collection. I just need Fighter and Gatchaman 2 and the second season of Gatchaman Crowds, and I'll have everything Gatchaman, including all the dubs, apart from like Battle of the Planets and all that, but I don't have any interest in that. Okay, so the final thing, wow, 16 minutes in, I didn't even have that much to talk about, for God's sake. The final thing is a series that I have wanted to get a hold of for so long. I love the trailer for this series. I'm not sure why, really. It's just a really good, fun trailer. This is a series put out by Geneon, over 8 volumes, and that's what I have here, because unfortunately it never got a box set release of any kind, so I had to pick up in 8 volumes. Some of these volumes are easy to get hold of, some of these are really rare, so I've never really got around to buying the show before. I've always wanted it, but it just didn't seem feasible, because some of the volumes are like $70 each or something ridiculous. But someone here in the UK on the Anime UK forums ended up selling the complete set for £40. I immediately put my name on it, so can you wait 2 weeks? I will buy that off you instantly, please. And yeah, they were willing to wait, so I was able to get it. And that is the complete series, TV and OVA, of Master Keaton, which is super cool. This is a rare freaking show nowadays to get on DVD. And yeah, it's one of those things that in the back of my mind I've always been hopeful maybe Discotheque will pick it up. But there's also another part of me that feels like maybe they won't, because Urasawa did the character designs for this. It's not his story, but he did all the illustrations for it in the manga, and that's what these are based on, obviously, as you can tell. And yeah, obviously Urasawa and Monster coming out in English has been a real problem. Apparently one of the main reasons is to do with money. Just like his expectations, he's not willing to basically be shortchanged on his on it or something. Like, that's the reason I heard why Viz Media didn't put out Monster beyond that first box set. It's something to do with money and Urasawa. So I don't know if these are ever going to come out from Discotheque, get rescued. So I had to buy these when I saw them. I was like, there's a part back in my mind, I was like, well, maybe, just maybe Discotheque will pick it up. I was like, well, maybe they will, and maybe when they do, I'll pick it up and save space and sell these off. But I'm going to buy these because this is my one opportunity to get them, I think. This is the first time I've ever seen a complete collection in this condition for this price, like anywhere near it. And considering these were like $30 a bloody volume when they came out, this is an absolute bargain at £40 for all of them. It's a bargain now, and it's a bargain at any time in history when these were being released, because yeah, it's so cheap. So anyway, yeah, I'll quickly go through these. We've got volume 1. As I say, this is a 39 episode series. It's 26 episodes, I think, for the TV series, and they did a sequel OVA series, obviously in home video or whatever. And yeah, that completed it. And it's basically a episodic series about this guy called Keaton, who's like a mixed British and Japanese national who works for Lloyd's Bank, I believe. And he basically like goes around the world solving like these cases to do with like insurance money and stuff. And he's basically like the jack of all trades. I'm not sure if that's a phrase that works in America or anything, but he's basically the guy that can do everything. Like, he's brilliant at everything he does. He's highly intelligent, highly athletic, and just, yeah, he's able to, he's basically a bit like James Bond but without the suave, I guess. Like, he's a James Bond in a business suit, well, yeah, rather than a tuxedo sort of thing. He's not out there to get the ladies, although in the first episode there was certainly some interest from one lady. I have seen episode 1. Unfortunately, the video quality on these is not that great. I believe these must be sourced from like the laser discs, like the Video Master or something. It just doesn't look particularly good. It's a show in dire need of a remaster, and in Japan it never even hasn't got a remaster. So this is the best the show currently looks, and I think that's a shame. I think it'd be great if it came out on Blu-ray or DVD remastered. But yeah, this is the best it looks right now. So yeah, Master Keaton, all 8 volumes, super hard to find. I will love watching this whenever I get to it. Like I said, I did like episode 1 quite a bit. So yeah, Master Keaton, very, very happy to own these. I forget who I bought these from, but if that person just so happens to end up watching this video, thank you so much for giving me the opportunity to buy these. I'm a very, very happy individual and anime fan for being able to own these. So yeah. That's everything I picked up for the month of April 2017. Plenty of other videos to come eventually. I might even film another one now. I'm in the mood for it. But yeah, that's April. May to come, and collection video eventually to come. I know I'm way late on that. I apologise. It's just been... it's not necessarily been hectic. Like, the collection's pretty much in a state sort of ready to be shown. I'm just not in the mood to show it for right now. There's just certain bits about it that I'm not overly happy with. So at some point it will come this year, I promise. And when I say this year, I probably mean like within the next couple of months for sure. I apologise for promising it and not doing it. It's just hopefully you guys are more used to me doing that. I've done that a lot over the years. So anyway, anyways, thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.